Okay, AP Bio. Sorry I'm not there today. I'm on a field trip with my daughter. If you did what you were supposed to do, you should have your semi-log graph done from AP Lab number 10, Part B. And if you did it correctly, you should have a best fit line going down like that from your 6 points. And mine were roughly like here, 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 and here. Okay, and then your x-axis would be the distance migrated of DNA in millimeters, going from 0 to 200 about. And then your y-axis is in logarithm, and that is your DNA size in base pairs. Okay, and then make sure you have a title up there for what it is. And so it would be the molecular weight of DNA in base pairs versus the distance DNA migrated in millimeters of which restriction enzyme? Hind 3. So that would be your title. The point of this graph is so that we can figure out the sizes of DNA when we use a different enzyme. Because all DNA is the same in humans. So if I cut DNA with EcoR1 and I know how far it traveled, then I can figure out what the DNA size is of that fragment. So that's what we're going to do for the second part of the Prelab. So on your gel that's on the back of your Prelab, you have the gel, and it has EcoR1. Whoops, EcoR1 well, and then you had 4 lines. Okay, you were supposed to measure those with a ruler. So you're measuring from the well line to band 1, how far band 2 went, and how band 3, and then band 4. And then you're putting those onto your table, which is right above it. So you have a table of EcoR1, and you have distance, right? And then you have length. So, and then you have 4 spots. All right, so for the first well, if you did it correctly, you should have got roughly 78 millimeters. And so then you use your graph that we just made, and you go up on 78 from the distance up to your best fit line, and then you have to read it off of your logarithm scale. So just because that's the same line from your Hind 3, I am roughly going to guess that the base pair is about 9,400 base pairs long. All right, so then you want to do the second line, and you measure that, and it's roughly the same as your Hind 3, so I would say it's roughly 100 millimeters. And so I know from my Hind 3 data, or you can use your graph, that it's roughly about 6,700 base pairs long. So then you are going to do the same thing for 3 and for 4. You're going to measure it, write it in your table, measure 4, put it in your table, use the graph, go up to, find your number on the x-axis, go up to your best fit line, and then read it off of your y-axis, and then put those numbers right there. And then that would finish up your Prelab. So then you're going to take your Prelab, your semi-log graph that's titled and labeled, and your Prelab for AP Lab 10 Part A with your predictions and your purposes of the plates, staple it all together, and you're going to turn that in by the end of the hour. After you finish your Prelab, I would work on your PMPH for Part A. This is due on Monday for check. Okay. You can get the materials right from reading the directions. Your procedures written out there, you have 14 steps, and your hypotheses are on your Prelab, so make sure you write those down before you turn in your Prelab. And then you have to work on your restriction mapping. If you haven't turned those in yet, those you have until Monday to turn those in. So you can work on your required ones, or you can work on your extra credit ones. And then that's it. So I will see you on Monday for our AP Lab number 10, Part A. Have a good weekend.